Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Pookie Alzado here with the first episode of the Alza Hour. I'm your host. I apologize if I'm on some rookie shit. It's like my first ever true podcast. I need to get some light in this motherfucker ASAP. I just want to take this time to give a quick shout out to all the OGs who've been doing this shit before me. We're going to talk on this show. We're going to talk about Raider football, obviously. That's number one. We're going to talk about what's going on in the world. Just shit that's popping, just shit that is interesting, to me and a group of people, whatever you want to call it. And this bitch is mowing the lawn, but I don't give a fuck. So I just want to take this time to appreciate the people who've been doing this shit before me, starting with my homeboy, Dylan Campos, a.k.a. the Oakland Campos, a.k.a. the Black and Silver Way. He was the first YouTuber I really watched, and to me, he hit everything to a T, said it like it was, called a spade, and for that, I appreciate him, and, his podcast motivated me to kind of say my 2 cents on this Raider stuff. And, there's a lot of cats, Dylan, Mikey, my brother Graphic Raider, Doc CNT, Kenny King Jr., Raider Cody. Those are my guys, so, if you fuck with them, you should fuck with me. On some real shit. There's a bunch. Samoan Raider, that's my people, too. That's my partner. It's just a bunch of cats, man. Hammer. I could go on, and overall, it's about love for the Oakland, L.A., Las Vegas, Raiders, whatever you want to call them, the Raiders. It's all love from all cities, all parts, We got Raider fans in Texas, man. We got Raider fans in New York, Mexico. We got Raider fans all over the world, man. So, all right, let's get into this shit. So, I got a gut feeling that Odell Beckham Jr. is waiting till June 1st to sign with us, because that's when we get all that money from Carl Nassib, and I can't remember who the other guy was. Somebody will correct me in the comments. But that cap space from cutting them frees up millions. So I feel like we're going to get Odell and on June 1st, and I'm pretty excited because according to somebody I know, Josh McDaniels tried to get Odell to come to the Patriots. It's some page I follow on Twitter. It's like an NFL rumors page. But the thing is, they get it on the nose. They get it on the nose damn near every time. They announce a lot of things that, were going to happen before they happen. So, I talk to them. They're cool people. I trust them as a source. But they said that Josh McDaniels wanted Odell Beckham Jr. to come to the Patriots when he was offensive coordinator over there. And Devontae Adams recruited Odell Beckham Jr. to the Green Bay Packers. Like, that's 2 big key offseason additions to the Raiders roster. Josh McDaniels had a head coaching stint with Denver. He shit the bed, did not work out. He was a coordinator over the Rams, didn't work out. He was cheating with the Broncos, but you know what? The Raiders cheated like a motherfucker back in the 70s, so, he was trying to win, but I hope he learned from his mistakes, because in this day and age at NFL, you can't get away with that shit. So I hope he learned from his shit, but, at first I wanted Jim Harbaugh, because Jim Harbaugh's resume it speaks for itself, but the Harbaugh ship sailed ASAP. It's what it is. I ain't even stressing. It took me a while to get over McDaniels because I'm like, man, he fucking, he cheated. He's a fucking patriot. But you know what? Listening to his press conference and just who he is as a person, I've kind of, watched a lot of interviews on him as a person, and I've kind of gotten to know this man, what his standards are. And you figure somebody like him, Bill Belichick trusted this man to run the offense. Because Bill Belichick, if you know Bill Belichick, he's more of a defensive guy. So, if one of the greatest head coaches of all time trusts you to run the offense, to me, that means that, you know, he might be a bad head coach. We don't know that yet. But I feel like this man has so much to prove. So to me, he's gonna do good. He has to, in his mind. He has to make this work. You have been given a team that just made the playoffs. You've been given the keys to the driver's seat. So you have to, your second time around as a head coach, you have to show out. Because if not, it's curtains for that ass. You're gone. Nobody will ever consider you as a head coach, in my opinion. If you don't make the playoffs this year, if you don't go deep in the playoffs your first year, you got Derek Carr, an above-average quarterback. You got arguably the best receiver in the league in Devontae Adams for a first and second. That was a boss-ass move by Dave Ziegler. Shout out to Dave Ziegler, man. You know, but you got Darren Waller. You got Hunter fucking Renfro, a fucking dog. I mean, weapons. And we might get OBJ. You know, when he heals up from the ACL. I don't give a fuck about no ACL. Yeah, people, he tore his ACL. I don't give a fuck. You know how many players tore their ACL and came back and won championships? Tom Brady tore his fucking ACL, came back a champion. Like, get out of here with that shit, man. It's an injury, okay? Some people don't come back from it. Some people do. I'll take that chance for OBJ any day. Shit, tripping. Act like he ain't one of the best in the league right now. Like, straight up, man. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that receiving core with Devontae Adams, OBJ, Renfro, Waller, and DeMarcus Robinson? That fourth string receiver, DeMarcus Robinson, when he was on the Chiefs, he lit our ass up. He lit our ass up in Oakland. I was at that shit. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? But anyway, you got those guys on the offensive side of the ball. On defense, you got Max Crosby. You got Chandler fucking Jones on the other side. When that first happened, I was like, holy shit, they trying to win it all. They trying to win it all. Like, right then and there, I said, they trying to win it all. Like, that's some crazy. There's two of the best in the league on the same line. Like, I can't think of anybody in the league that can match that. Maybe the Rams with, you know, Aaron Donald and Von Miller when they was playing together, you know, but two people of that caliber on the ends. I can't think of anybody on the top of my head right now that can match that. So you got those guys. You know, those guys are insane. And I can't wait to see how they do together. But I'm just saying, you got guys like that on our squad. You can't fuck up. You got Patrick Graham. We stole Patrick Graham for the Giants. They was salty when he left because they figured he was going to stay with them. And he said, "No, I'm going to Vegas." You know, so it's gonna be a very interesting season. The stakes are high, and the Raiders need to go deep in the playoffs this year. Last year, that team surprised the fuck out of everybody. You know, nobody expected them to do what they did. They're the first team since the merger to do what they did. With Rich Bisaccia, an interim coach that took over after all the Gruden emails. Because Gruden, he got canned. But no team's ever done that. You know, they said, fuck the odds. We're going to try to win this shit. And I applaud them for going all the way to that fucking they went all the way to the fourth quarter in that Bengals game. It came out in the last second. Greg Olsen, I'm glad he's fucking gone because he called a horrible fucking play on fourth down, but it's what it is. We just got to get over this shit. But, damn, we got Devontae, bro. I was running up and down my street when we got Devontae Adams. My big ass was running, huffing and puffing. I was like, we got to buy that. We got to buy that. And I don't give a fuck, bro. I got no shame with that. You know, because Devontae Adams, one of the best in the league. One of the best in the league. And we got him on the Raiders for basically nothing. Fuck a first round pick. We ain't hit on that shit in years. But another thing I want to talk about, man. Abrams on the hot seat. Abram, Farrell, Jacobs, they all on the hot seat. You know, they declined that 50-year option with them. And so if they don't ball out, they gone. In my opinion, you know, it's a prove it deal. It's a prove it year. It's a contract year. Like, they got to do something. They got to fit in that scheme well. They got to ball out, you know. Abram, like, I fuck with Abram as a dude. He seems cool as hell. You know, it's just he wasn't that great in coverage last year. You know? But I hope he improves. You know, I hope he, you know, gets better in coverage and shit. But it's a win now. It's a win now situation. We ain't got time to wait for these guys to, you know, come to. And with Farrell, you know, it's like when we first drafted Farrell, I ain't trying to throw shade on him, but when we first drafted him, I'm like, what? Like, I wanted Josh Allen. And Josh Allen's balling the fuck out in Jacksonville right now. You know? But it's what it is. Can't dwell on it. But most of Mike Mayock and Gruden's picks are fucking not on the roster anymore. It's crazy. You know, because we thought those guys did a solid job, you know, in the late rounders. Renfro, Crosby, like, they did a solid job towards the end of the rounds, but those early round picks were just bad overall, man. Like, I'll say it like it is. But you know, I trust Ziegler. If you can get Chandler Jones and Devontae Adams in less than 48 hours, I fucking trust you. Let's just be straight. I fucking trust you. I trust what you're going to do. And to this day, I say they need to build a statue of Dave Ziegler outside of Allegiant Stadium shaking Al Davis's hand. Because only Al Davis in his prime could have finessed a move like that. Getting one of the top people on defense in the NFL and arguably the best receiver in the NFL in less than 48 hours. In Al Davis's prime, he probably could have pulled that shit. And Dave Ziegler, a de facto GM with the Patriots, comes to the Raiders, does that shit first and second day of free agency. That's unheard of, man. Like, no, I've never heard of a GM with balls like that. Like, I ain't even trying to dick ride, man. It's just like, what? Like, especially with the Raiders, bro. Like, the Raiders don't do shit like that. The Raiders we know don't do that. You know, like, people say these ain't your mom and dad's Raiders. I mean, sure as shit, they ain't. Like, the Raiders I grew up watching when, you know, because I'm from Hayward, about 15 minutes from the Collie. Just hop on BART and go to the Collie. You know, every time the Raiders would play or the A's would play, the Warriors, you know, I'd get Warrior tickets here and there. I'd have season tickets for the Raiders for fucking years. I'd go when I was a kid. I remember seeing Steve McNair and Eddie George play the Raiders with Janikowski. Just got out of rehab, missed 4 field goals. I was at that shit 2001. Like, I've been at Raider games, man, but forgot where I was going with that. But you know, I'm taking all this off the head right now, man. So I mean, I know I'm gonna get criticized, but I don't give a fuck. I'm just here to bullshit and talk football and just talk about random shit. I think every time I do an episode, I'm gonna have a certain topic. So this one, I'm just bullshitting, trying to get a feel for this podcast shit. I appreciate everybody that's been listening. Also, I just want to say that I'm sponsored by One Nation Fanwear. If you want to cop some dope Raider Nation gear, One Nation Fanwear, that's my people. His name's Johnny. He's the president. Him and his team will hook you up pretty good. They got good deals on onenationfanwear.com. That's number one Nation Fanwear, a.k.a. 1N. But, yeah, man, I'm sponsored by him. Just want to give a quick shout-out to my brother Graf at the Doc CNT. That's my people. We just did the I'm a Raider remix with AP9. Shout out to Yuck Mouth of the Loonies for giving us the green light on that. I appreciate it. You know, it's crazy, man. I listened to that song growing up, and then I meet Graf. You know, we become cool and shit. And he's like, "You want to get on this shit?" I was like, on what? He just played the beat. I'm like, oh shit, say less, bro. I was like, let's do it. Like, it's crazy, man. I'm listening to that. I was listening to that shit when I was 8 years old at the Coliseum, the original one, you know, with the Loonies. The original one at the Coliseum, I'm a raider. From the Bay to LA to Las Vegas. Like, the original one, man. I'm like, fuck, I'm on that bitch. I'm on the remix. Like, holy shit. It's a dream, man. Like, goddamn, I'm blessed. But, yeah, I'm just bullshitting today. I'll probably get into more descriptive episodes as I go on. But I just want to give a shout out to all the people that follow me on Instagram. I got like almost 10K, you know, just from the music or just being a fucking Raider fan. I think that's cool as hell, man. How, you know, Raider Nation just fucking cracks with each other, just comes together with each other. I think it's dope as hell. But I appreciate everybody who copped the album too. They call me Alza. I sold a couple hundred of them things. It ain't where I want to be yet, but it's a start. You know, no record label and shit. But, you know, the independent game, it's rough, man. But, you know, the real will support you regardless, though. But, yeah, I'm coming out with another album soon called Twisted Endeavors. I'm working on it right now, matter of fact. I'm just getting back in my bag because this last year I lost my house to a house fire. Recording studio, my best friend's ashes, my brother's ashes were in that shit. You know, just everything. My car, some motherfucker stole my fucking car that I was restoring. You know, because my car burned, some motherfucker stole that shit. So, yeah, I'm pretty pissed off, and I was fighting cases and all that. That's why I've been kind of MIA. But yeah, man, I'm probably gonna wrap this one up right now. Also, shout out to my brother Nick, Flam Shouty. That's my people right there. He's going to get on with me soon. My brother Santian, or Santian, or however the fuck you say it. That's my people too. But shout out to my brother Mike. Man, I'm blessed that I get the opportunity to do this. And whoever I miss, man, I apologize. But I appreciate everybody. I'll see you on the next one.